Hello, friends. Good afternoon. I am Parveen. Welcome to Facebook, the Open View Facebook Live. I would like to tell you that this is live broadcast, and it is simultaneously being broadcast on three platforms: the YouTube, the Open View channel on YouTube, Facebook profile, and the Facebook page, the Open View. So you can watch this broadcast on any one of these three platforms. Today, uh, I have thought it proper that we should put some light on the court orders, the orders which the court passes, and its enforcement. Because we have seen that enforcement of court orders has become an uphill task for the litigants. Especially today, I will not go into all the orders related to other fields, but I will take up the orders which pertains to the maintenance of the woman. That is very important uh, aspect of today's litigation, because the matrimonial litigation has not been receded. Rather, it is increasing day in and day out uh, because of the various social problems that we are facing today and prior to today. So, I would say that when we feel the necessity of seeking maintenance from the court, that is very important. Now, we all know that this is the obligation of every husband, irrespective of to which religion he belongs, that he should maintain his wife and his children. But today the law is beyond it now. Even the dependent parents, they are. It is the obligation of the son to maintain his parents. So the need of maintenance arises only when the woman is having no any independent income of her own. One, and because of this paucity of this income, she is not in a position to maintain herself. Mean that when the lady woman is unable to maintain herself, and third, when the husbands, they refute to obey their obligations towards the wives the children, the parents. Son, particularly the wives, the, the children. So, on the refusal of the husband, and when the woman has no any other option except court, then the woman has to go to the court of law to get their maintenance. Because one must keep in mind that husband is refusing to maintain his wife, his children, and he is not submitting to the requests, the entreaties of their wives to maintain them, to pay them something so that they could survive at least. In such circumstance, the woman who is already in a difficult position to maintain herself, she has to go to the court of law, where she has to spend on the litigation, on hiring the lawyers. Now we assume that the woman has gone to the court, and we also assume that the woman has got the orders, obtained the orders of maintenance from the law courts. Then, then comes the problem of enforcement. After obtaining orders, the next problem which the women face is the enforcement of orders by the courts, concerned courts. Now, I would also like to enlighten you on this aspect that previously we were having magisterial courts who were having the jurisdiction to grant maintenance and all that. But after the establishment of the family courts in the state, now there are two courts. One is the principal family court, which is set up at the Janipur court complex, and the other is additional family court, which is also situated in the same complex, district court complex, Janipur. Now, the jurisdiction for granting maintenance lies with these two courts. Now, magistrate uh, power is available for the domestic violence cases only. Rest of the cases they have been with the family courts, Jammu. So the real problem that we face is the enforcement of orders of the maintenance, because the courts which passes the maintenance orders, which awards the maintenance, no, it is the duty of the same courts to enforce the orders so that the maintenance could be enforced, could be ensured to uh, the petitioners, to the wife, to the children. But what we are observing in the courts today is that enforcement of maintenance orders has become an uphill task for the litigants, for the petitioners, for the wives, for the children. There are some cases uh, which I, as an advocate, conducting uh, and experiencing the problem which I am projecting here, which I am propagating here, that the only problem, the passing of order is not much a task as the enforcement of the order, because you relate this to the intent of the legislature also. What was the intent? What is the intent of legislature behind this legislation of maintenance laws? The intent of legislature behind maintenance law is that the maintenance should be ensured to the litigants, to the wives, to the mother, to parents, so that to avoid the state of vagrancy and destitution. These two important elements on which the legislature has focused, that if we leave the wives, the children on their own without any income, and 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 the husbands are left alone, and their obligations, and if their obligations are not enforced, then what will be the net result in the society? The state of vagrancy and destitution will be prevalent in the society. The wives, the children, they will become vagrant, they will become destitute. Therefore, this is the whole quintessence of the maintenance law, on which the courts needs to focus, and we can ensure maintenance to the needy only if the orders passed by the courts are well enforced, are enforced strictly by the courts without any consideration, without any condition. The orders should be enforced so that maintenance could be ensured to whom the maintenance is awarded. But I have seen that since long times, the maintenance orders have not been enforced. Husbands, they have, they are they are in arrears, in lakhs of rupees, millions of rupees. They are in arrears, but orders are still not enforced. Though the procedure, well knit procedure is there in the law to enforce orders. I would like to focus on very important aspect where the courts could, could take up enforcement without uh, noticing anything, without putting the other party on notice. The court could enforce their own orders if, say for example, if the husband is employee, then what is the hitch? What is the dubitation to enforce such orders through their employers, when law also provides? Domestic law provides this, maintenance law provides this. There are precedents on this point by the Supreme Court, by various courts in India. But despite this, the the applications for enforcement of orders through their employees are are resisted by the other sides, and courts take it very easy, and court take it this resistance. My wisdom says that when the orders have been passed, then it is the bounden duty of the courts, law courts, to enforce their own orders, irrespective of anything. And this is the best way to enforce their orders if such orders are enforced through the employers of the husbands, because after the necessary statutory deductions, the court can direct the employers of the husbands to maintenance from their salaries, and the accounts I, I have personally, I have experienced this problem in my own case, which I am conducting as a lawyer before the family court. So the problem, the biggest problem is the enforcement today. Our courts are unable to ensure maintenance to the petitioners, to the needy, with the result that more conflicts are being propped up in the families, in this society. So my uh, my humble request from my wisdom, from my law practice is, which I have achieved from practical know-how, from my practical law practice, that ensure maintenance to the needy. This is request to the courts, to the Honorable Chief Justice of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, that some the maintenance, it must be monitored. The higher courts must monitor the enforcement of maintenance, and that too in the pandemic onslaught, where everyone is in need of money, some money or more money, but everyone is in need. And you can imagine the state of affairs of those women, those wives, who though have got the orders from the court, maintenance orders, but they are getting nothing from their husbands. That is the problem. And that problem is the problem of the courts. What a litigant can do, at the most he can approach the same court who passed the maintenance order to seek its enforcement. It is the court who has to enforce this order. It is not the litigant. It is not the lawyer who has to enforce this order. It is the court itself who has to enforce these orders, and court should focus on this line. No need to invite objections if application for enforcement comes. At least I have seen that neither the woman gets, the children gets the arrears which has been accrued, nor they get the subsequent maintenance which accrues on every month. The problem, uh, the problem is on every side, and this problem is of the courts because there is no enforcement. I can practically, evidentially, I can show this that this is the problem with the courts. Enforcement is the problem with the courts. They are not enforcing their own orders. So, uh, my focus in today's my editorial was to focus on the enforcement of maintenance order that has been passed by the maintenance courts. So, uh, cutting short, I would conclude my topic here that if anybody faces the enforcement problem, he should approach, she should approach, the woman should approach their councils and tell them to get, to seek its enforcement strictly from the courts. So, uh, I conclude my this topic on maintenance, particularly on the enforcement of the maintenance orders, and hope you would have liked this topic. Uh, and I feel that who could not see this broadcast, they can visit the openview.in, www.theopenview.in. They can visit the uh, YouTube channel of OpenView, the OpenView, and this broadcast is available there also. You can visit the Facebook page of the OpenView, and this broadcast you will find there. So, see this broadcast and write your comments, and accordingly we will try to improve ourselves. Thank you very much. Have a good day.